one day there was these children at a playground in New Plymouth, and they just caught one look at me and said, "Oh, it's a monster, and they sort of ran away. I was a bit sad and, it was a little bit upsetting. It didn't hurt my feelings, it was more upsetting that they'd obviously been brought up in such a way that they thought someone like me could be a monster. I was born with Miller syndrome. It's a very, very rare genetic disorder where both my parents had to have the gene to have a child like me.
I came from all the way from the States, and of course Morris is here from New Zealand, and fell in love, married, and then ended up having recessive genetic condition. So
I don't know what the odds are, but they're pretty
rare.
Who gets to go first?
I've lived in New Plymouth all my life with my mum and my dad and my brother. Me and my brother are the only two people in Australasia that we know of with my syndrome. Because it's quite rare, there's only about 40 people worldwide.
Are you allowed to cheat?
Cheat? No. I was born with 2 spleens. My tummy was twisted. Most of us have only 3 fingers and a thumb.
Can I have that smiling face, please? Thanks.
Oh. Just basically affects our limbs and our facial features, and pretty much right from our toes to the top of our heads. So I have missing toes. Do you want to see them? So I have 2 toes on my right foot and 1 toe on my left foot. But the likes of my brother, he was born with 3 toes on 1 foot, and so we're all kind of different, born with different but similar characteristics of our syndrome. We're all kind of different and unique in our own little way. This is me when I was just first learning to sit. My mum liked to put me in lots of knitted and frills. Not such a fan. And this is me on my first day of school. And I was very excited and I had to wear my school bag and off I walked. Primary school I didn't really like because I got bullied a lot, teased a lot, and spent a lot of time in the bathrooms crying because I was teased. And I come home saying switch my schools, but I had to kind of suck it up and get through it. I remember one day from high school and there was these kids that used to walk home, and I remember one day he said hi and he walked past and I said hi back, and then he turned around and he yelled out, "You're ugly." And so I actually turned around and said, "Oh, you're ugly back." And I just started to giggle and he was like, "No, I'm not." And he turned around and ran off. But it just made me feel good that, I could just not take it to heart, but just turn around and say, "You're ugly," because, he was ugly in a way by saying that to me. So I just kind of turned it back on its head and gave it back to him and didn't quite like it quite so much. Appearance is very much important to me. Dare I say, what other people think of my appearance actually is important in a way. It builds my self-esteem when people say, "Oh, you look good," and that they actually mean it. And they're not just saying it to make me feel better just because I've got a physical disability and I look so different. I've had about 40 surgeries in my life, mostly on my eyes to try and get my eyes to shut properly and be more normal oval shape. When I was born I had quite round, very round eyes. This photo here is one of my many eye operations that I had done. essentially what they were trying to do was build me eyelids and make my eyes more normal shape. So to do that, they had to do lots of skin grafts and take skin from behind my ears. And the very, very last time that they decided to add some more skin, they actually had to take it from under my arm because I had no skin left behind my ears. So I've got a nice long scar on my arm. I did think at some stage that I would like some cosmetic surgery to help me with my appearance. Hello. Nice to see you again.
Welcome, come in.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Come have a seat.
Thank you. Yeah, I was wondering if you could do anything about my eyes. Make them look a bit better, prettier. Because you talked about one stage when I came to see you about maybe like being able to make almost scarring, like take some of it away and reduce it and make it more normal.
So one of the problems in doing that is that you've got to get some skin which isn't a bit yellow, because the skin from the rest of your body, if it's taken below this sort of level, it has a yellowy tinge to it. We're all the same. So we've used most of the skin from behind your ears already, because that's usually the best match. The other thing that would be a bit tragic if it happened is if your skin graft didn't take and we'd already thrown away the bits that are there at the moment. So we'd have to be really careful to make sure that they did take well.
You know, I was going under the knife for this operation, that operation, to make my eyes do this or do that. And it kind of almost became like a way of life type thing.
Can I get you just to screw up your eyes? I want to see how much muscle tone you've got there. Okay, that's pretty good. Your left one's obviously much better than the right.
Yeah.
You've got a tiny bit of movement on the left, just enough to close it a bit.
Yeah.
So it's a matter. It's an aesthetic thing. You've got to weigh up the options.
I lay awake that night just thinking about things. I just suddenly thought, I've had enough of this. I'm going to do things differently. I'm Erica Perry and I'm taking control. I just came to the realisation that actually I didn't need to put myself through another operation to make myself look better. I could do it in other ways first.
Let's go. Higher for on. Well done. Do a couple of circles.
Kung Fu has been really, really awesome on my physical and my mental well-being. It's been a steady form of exercise. Before I did Kung Fu, I did absolutely nothing. It has been helping with my balance, my coordination, and my physical fitness. It's really just opened my eyes to what I actually can do with my body and how far I can go, you know, physically and emotionally and mentally and all the rest of it. Always got things going on in my head. I seem to overthink everything and worry about everything. I'm a huge worrier. But when I do Kung Fu, I spend 2 hours where I don't think of anything but Kung Fu, and I seem to worry less when I do Kung Fu. I'm not a sporty person, but now I kind of am a sporty person because I started to do swimming as well after I started Kung Fu. I quite like it that I can spend a while just floating and I've got no pressure on my joints. It doesn't matter if I have teeny tiny feet. It doesn't matter how I swim, so I can just do it however I want. It's sort of that free flow feeling that there's no conformity, no rules, no society saying, oh, you can't do this because of the way you look or the way you are. It's kind of a new pathway for me. I started looking in the mirror and going, oh, I look good, and yeah, it's emotional as well as physical. Again, just making myself feel better in any way I can without having to go under a knife for operations or anything like that. As I get older and I take control of my own life, then it's like I can do a lot more things than when I was younger. I've got my full licence. It's given me the greatest, hugest thrill to just know that I can jump in my car and drive. The car I've got is not modified at all. It's just bought off the street, but it's got huge amounts of easier options in the car.
She's never been allowed to say, I can't do it. She's always had to try. And if she couldn't do it, but she wanted to, then we've said, okay, well, how can we make it work? If she's tried something and she can't do it, and she's decided she really doesn't want to do it, that's okay, but at least she's given it a try.
If someone tells me I can't do something, try me. And I'll just turn around and do exactly what they say I can't do, because I can do anything.
I'll just go through the harnesses quickly. Real simple. This one, where it says Rock Empire, that's the front. Okay. Big one goes around your waist, and then you've got 2 little leg loops. So if you hold it by the orange handle, and then just step into it like a pair of trousers. Cool, that's one leg.
Have I got it on the right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna untwist that one.
Feels like twisted, yeah.
There you go. Awesome. So just squeeze the carabiner like so, flick it through, okay, and then just twist the blue barrel all the way around, yeah?
I think I have always been sociable. It's important for me to have people around me. They build up my self-esteem, they build up my self-confidence. I just like the people contact. So this is my awesomest friend in the world. And her name is Kirsty, and we've known each other for about 5 years now. And I actually met her through someone else, and then we became really fast friends, and we get headaches at the same time, and we both like quite similar food, and we like having coffee together, and yeah.
You can pull up again. Any little movement that Erica makes, you just pull it through.
I'm gonna end up getting stuck.
You're not going to get stuck, I promise you.
There's a little one just there. Put your other foot on there.
You trust your right foot, Erica, and push over towards the blue and then the big donut thing that's on the wall. That's it. Awesome. Well done.
You got it?
That's
you got
it.
it? Just
2
a little
inches.
inch more.
There, you're on.
I got you.
I do find it hard sometimes, especially when I know I'm so slow at things, and I have to do things at my own pace, and sometimes it is slow. Nowhere.
You tired yet?
I can't reach anything else.
Push your feet.
You're right.
Got no.
Oh, well done. When you get
It's just something I've done all my life, so it's not like I can change overnight.
That's it. Awesome. Just in here. There you go. Well done.
Challenge of having short arms.
She's only discovered her enjoyment of sport in the last year. Okay, before that she was a real couch potato. But she decided to change her health and her life, and she found exercise that she could do and stick at and that she enjoyed doing. Until then, she really didn't exercise. So this is the new and improved model of Erica.
People watch me and go, well, how can you do that? And it's just like, well, you just watch me. You watch how I do it. You see how I do it. I'm very good at adapting. I've learnt to adapt to all sorts of things. I use my knees a lot to help me with physical strength.
Well done. Keep going. That's it. Oh my gosh, you need to the top. You're a nut. That's it. You got it.
It's what life's all about. You just carry on, you just go on to the next thing. You don't have to stay back in the past saying, oh, I couldn't do that. And that stops you from living your life if you don't just carry on and do the next thing.
Push with your right. You got this. That's it. Go. Woohoo!
Got it!
Woohoo!
This time I got to the top. This is awesome.
There you go.
Wow, that was amazing.
Oh, well done.
That was cool on the ground. Yeah. Yes,
Well done.
I did it.
What's next? Marathon?
Yeah, you're gonna do it with me? Independence for me is a big, huge thing. Good morning. Come on in. This is Yvonne, and she's from the healthcare provider who sends people out if they need help. Is that my new jacket I got?
I love that colour.
Look, it's like all fleecy. Feel that? So soft. She helps me make my bed because I find that hard to do and it tires me quite quickly. So, have you got plans for the weekend?
I've got my granddaughter tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Mum used to do all of that. I just was finding for my independence wise that I really needed to do it on my own. I couldn't reach the back of my head to wash my hair. Just turn the breath out a bit more if you like. I went to an agency because for me it feels more independent because someone else is coming in and doing that rather than having my family do it for me. Don't get me wrong, I like my family doing stuff for me, but I like the independence as well, so it's kind of a balanced thing. It's showing to people that I'm just like everyone else and I can do everything that everyone else does, just with a bit of adaptation, and just want to do everything I can, same as everybody else. Something that is on one of my goals is to move out and get a house of my own or go flatting. I occasionally go on Trade Me and go on websites and find out like what sort of flats are around and how many bedrooms, how much it costs, and it's definitely kind of makes me think, oh, I think I'll just stay at home a little while longer. It's still quite expensive, you know. I love my parents and I love my family, but yeah, having that independence is quite a big thing for me. I did my level 3 childcare at the Yellow Castle in New Plymouth. I love children with all my heart and all my soul. When I was 5, I wanted to look after children, so it's kind of something that I followed right through. What I wanted to do was home-based childcare rather than centres, because I find the centres too loud and confusing for my hearing aids and just struggled. So home-based was definitely where I wanted to go. So I was like, oh, well, yeah, this is what I want to do, and off I went and did it. Came back and I found a little bit of work. I've got a little boy who I look after 2 days a week. Okay. You weigh a ton. Hello, can we change your nappy? A lot of the children I see from very young, they just grow up and I'm normal to them. Do you have any kittens too? The reason I've always loved children is just their innocence and the fact that they can love me for who I am, and they don't judge me by my looks. And I know they're just cute and cuddly. Doing 1, 2,
kids just love her.
Sometimes there's
I don't know why, because she's bossy.
She's got the look. Sometimes children will be frightened, and that's more perhaps sometimes it's been about their parents' attitude. But if she's got time, she will break those barriers down, and those children won't be frightened anymore.
All right, gonna count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, come on. I was lucky enough that my sister was friends with the mum who had the little boy who was looking for care, so got in contact with me through Facebook. I work part-time for 5 different families, which is great, but I can't support myself financially yet. I'd love to get a full-time job with a family one day. I've always loved kids. They very rarely ask questions. Sometimes they'll say, oh, you've got little hands, but they'll never ask, well, why have you got little hands? They're just they've noticed that I have smaller hands. Good. It's really refreshing in that they're just going along with the day, and they're going along with the day, and it doesn't matter what I look like. I can still play with them, I can still play games. They just forget, like, I'm just Erica, I'm just normal, and so when there's something I can't do, they're like, oh, that's right. So it's quite a surprise to them that, actually there might be something that she can't do, but very rarely can I not do anything. One day I really quite like to have a baby and have a family, have a husband if be, or I've also thought maybe about the option of adopting maybe, just because I know there's probably a lot of babies out there that do get put up for adoption because of special needs or disabilities.
It's going really high. I wonder if it can reach the sky.
I've got a lot of love to give, so if there's children that don't have a lot of love, then I could give a lot of love to a child. So I mean, adoption is another option as well. There isn't really anyone out there who is just like me, so it's kind of like quite a lonely world. For me, it's quite a lonely thing because I'm a very social person, so to have someone else that might be closer would be quite a special thing. Me and my brother, we are quite different. He's more into his computers. He's just quite a quiet person. He doesn't like a lot of fuss. If he can get out of socialising, I think he makes an excuse and gets out of it if he can. We don't really sort of connect, I feel like, just because we're so different, and if I get a chance I'll be out socialising or talking to people, and he'll be quite happy at home reading a book or doing not a lot. So we have conferences every 2 years in America on my syndrome. If there was someone else that lived in the same country as me, like, I would probably be on a plane or on a bus to see them the next day. No matter what the cost was, I would be there in a heartbeat, because for me it's quite important to be connected to someone who looks like me. I'm really excited that next year I'm going to a conference in Boston we go there for our conferences because the majority of the families are in America. There's a lot of younger kids there who do get bullied at school and don't have things like what I had here in New Zealand to help them get through those situations. So I really want to work on maybe some activities that they can do.
Do you think that they'll have time to be able to do like a workshop with you and the younger children? Because I'd really like them to do that as well. I think
it might be beneficial for some of those younger kids.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know a lot of the mums were really worried about their kids being bullied in school.
Yeah.
Whereas I had...
I'll let you do the last one.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I had awesome tips when I was younger about bullying and being bullied. So, you know, it's quite nice as an older child with that syndrome to be able to pass on some of my knowledge of me growing up and how I coped with the different kinds of bullying. And I guess one of my goals could be to make a list of some of the things that I guess that I learned when I was younger, and maybe make some games or make some questionnaires for the kids or do something.
That sounds like a really good idea.
I've been helped so much over the years that now it's really nice to give something back. I have quite an open approach to life. I'm always learning. I'm happy to be taught. I'm happy to teach. If you go out and just live life the way you want to live it, do what you do and just carry on and try not to take to heart what everybody else thinks, because at the end of the day it's how you feel inside about yourself, not what other people think about you.